Hello all. Welcome to my video. In this particular video, I like to share my experiential insights pertaining to the current reality of agile jobs in the IT market. Okay, because as you might be knowing, right, the job market is fundamentally dynamics, right? So, what is the job market in 2014 was actually different from in 2020 versus in 2025. So in this particular video, what I thought is, let me share some of my pragmatic insights when it comes to the actual ground level reality or the market expectations for actually multiple jobs or roles in agile, like scrum master, RTE, agile coaches, project manager, program manager, product owner, product manager kind of a role. And then probably I will also try to paraphrase my own understanding pertaining to the future of agile in a IT industry, because no, some of you may be knowing that no, you are not getting calls for the role of a scrum master, you are not getting calls for the role of an agile coach, and much of the companies do have a budget constraint for multiple roles or jobs in agile. So from that particular perspective, I just thought to make this quick video to show some of my pragmatic insights, and then also to tell you people how you can better equip yourself if you really wanted to get some interview calls, and if you really wanted to not only grab multiple offer letters but also to add sustained value in your project or a engagement. Okay, this is the context of this particular video. Now, for people who are watching my YouTube channel for the first time, just to quickly introduce about myself, my name is Balaji. I have somewhere close to 24 years of experience in IT, and somewhere close to 15 plus years of experience in Agile. I have played almost most of the roles in the Agile world till date. And currently, I'm actually working for a client, and I'm currently heading the Agile DevOps and the enterprise AI COE for actually one of my reputed client. Okay, so that is to give a quick background about myself. I myself have 15 agile certifications in the past, but I'm more of a agile practitioner rather than just a certification, a kind of a certification trainer. I'm actually more of an agile practitioner. Okay, so this is the background context of this particular video. So with this particular understanding, let us go one by one. Okay, now if you are currently performing the role of a currently performing the role of a scrum master, typically the market expectation is that particular job role is actually going to be a combination. Okay, is actually uh, going to be a combination of a scrum master combined with a project manager, combined with a PMO office, and also a project coordinator, followed by a audit no audit anchor. Because even if the company is going to take you for a scrum master role, believe me, they are not going to use you only for that particular role. So you still need to be good in the PMI, know the process areas, your project management office related activities, and a few of the activities could be operational also. Now, another important point what we need to what we need to keep in the mind is vanilla agile is not going to help you going forward. Okay, by the way, what did I meant by vanilla agile? Only talking about agile, only talking about agile processes, agile ceremonies, all those certification knowledge what you got from maybe from your CSM, PSM, or your CSPO, PSPO, ICP, ACCs, Safe Agilist, your scaled program consultant, all these things are fine to actually begin the journey. However, in a real time uh, ecosystem, you actually need to blend your agile capability together with the functional knowledge and also a kind of a domain knowledge. Okay, now to fundamentally to uh, elucidate this particular point, I'm actually going to share you my LinkedIn article right now, and then I'm just going to give you try to give you people a walkthrough of it. Okay, so 1 minute, let me just go ahead and then share the screen. Okay, so if you look into this particular LinkedIn article, what I wrote in the past, right, in August 2015, August 25, 2024. If you see this particular LinkedIn article, I have clearly mentioned my own expertise or a capability in actually 15 different varieties of projects. Okay, say for example, data science, you have your data warehousing. Okay, now let me let me just continue with the video, and then I will once again come back to the article. See, now what you need to do is you need to be good in at least a uh, couple of domains. It could be B- BFSI. Okay, if you take my example, right, I am actually good in three domains of by and large. One is the BFSI, second is the healthcare domain, third is the automobile related domain. Okay, so I take my I take my domain knowledge and I actually blend it with my agile capabilities together with the functional knowledge of the project. So, okay, now what did I mean by functional knowledge? We need to understand one thing: a data science project is actually different from a data warehousing project, and a data warehousing project is actually different from a cloud migration project. So by the by, in that particular article which I will showcase you now, I am trying to explain you people 15 different varieties of projects: data science, your data warehousing, probably your cloud migration, and your software development, a core development project which is called as a g- greenfield project, followed by the maintenance or the brownfield project, and your cyber security, your ERP kind of a project, right? Your enterprise resource planning, followed by your CRM kind of a project. You have your business intelligence kind of a projects, mobile application development project, and you also have some projects relating to IoT, Internet of Things, and some projects which demands a lot of capabilities in artificial intelligence and machine learning, digital transformation kind of initiatives, followed by a network infrastructure. See, I'm just giving you multiple varieties of the projects, multiple flavors of the projects, what you see in a real-time IT industry. Now, if you want to really thrive in your career in terms of agile as the core capability, vanilla agile is not going to help you people. Vanilla agile is to begin the journey. Okay, now what did I mean by vanilla agile? Only talking about agile frameworks, your practices, right? Your product backlog refinement, your sprint planning, your daily stand up, sprint review, retrospective, only talking about frameworks like Scrum, Kanban, Less, DAD, Safe, Nexus, Spotify. Market has been flooded with lot of frameworks, okay, which you all know. And equivalently for all these frameworks, you also have certifications. But the point to be kept in mind is in a real-time complex IT engagement, you need to speak the language of the audience. If you're only talking about agile, no one is going to respect you. Forget your reporting manager, forget your client manager. Your own team members may not respect you, right? For you to command the show, you need to speak the language of the audience. Be it any target group, right? If I'm having a conversation with the CXO level guy, I will not be talking about velocity, burn down chart, Jira. Direct go and talk about CSAT score, customer satisfaction score, customer lifetime value, NPS, profit margin, revenue margin, product brand index, better go to market strategy. Okay, EBITDA. These are the terms which needs to be spoken to the that kind of a target group who is positioned at a CXO level, right? So that is the core concept of design thinking, right? Understand your user personas and speak the language of the user persona. Understand the pain points of the user persona or the target group. Now, just to stay focused from my end, now with this context in place, now if I go and once again share you that particular article, in this article I have clearly given for data science projects potentially what could be the input, what could be the process, what could be the output, and I'm just giving a simple example also. Okay, so data science, data warehouse, cloud migration, software development, cyber security, your DevOps, ERP, CRM, business intelligence, your big data, your mobile application development, uh, IoT, artificial intelligence and machine learning, digital transformation projects, and network infrastructure. Okay. And if you see this article, right, these are all the people who have already given a kind of acknowledgement to these particular articles, okay, which you can evidently see it right in front of this screen in this particular video. Okay, now let us get back to the video, the core of the video. Okay, now the point what I was trying to say is, just to just to recap or paraphrase it, you may need to have your project management capabilities, your communication skills, and you need to have some kind of a domain knowledge, and you also need to have some kind of a functional capability. Okay, so these points you may need to keep in the mind. Okay, now to actually continue the momentum of the video, the other important point which we need to keep in the mind is, you need to understand the business operating model of the client, right? Because a product company is something different from a service industry, and a service oriented company is something different from a captive unit. But your CSM, PSM certifications do not go up to the granularity of contextualizing the framework, because that particular certification is not created only for you, right? It is created for the larger audience. Now you need to deep dive. How do you need to take those concepts, those principles, those processes, and then customize it, contextualize it as per the dynamics of your engagement or the ecosystem, of course, without introducing any kind of a anti pattern, without violating any of the agile principles. Okay, now, so one of the capability that which you people need to develop is, you need to have the ability to build a customized agile framework, which in my case, what I call it as a CAF. And for some of my customers in the past, I have built something called as a CAF and a BAF. CAF stands for customized agile framework, and BAF stands for a business agility framework. Okay, so these points you may need to keep in mind. The uh, uh, so while you are actually building on your capabilities, you may need to do it in such a way that your capabilities are a framework agnostic, means it is not really binded to a single framework. See, for example, you are very good in safe, let's say, and tomorrow you are joining some other company, or tomorrow you are joining some other client, and that client is not using safe framework, let's say, for some valid reason. Then do you mean to say that your capability has been confined only to a single framework called safe? No. See, in my agile mentorship program, which I'm doing from March 2021 for the past 4 years, we have somewhere close to 150 people in my agile mentorship program, where I teach the many of the real-time capabilities, what is actually needed. So in that, I always keep on no I always keep on telling my uh, mentees that the objective of learning safe is not to master a single framework called safe. The objective of a learning safe is to master the concepts behind enterprise agility, and safe is just a reference model. Safe is just a framework which will help you to master those concepts. So you may need to start thinking about principles behind the practices, and not just confined to the practices of the framework. Okay, now, one more important point what you need to keep in mind is, you need to be at least able to know the basics of artificial intelligence, your Gen AI, and some kind of a agentic AI capabilities, because that is the current trend. Whether you like it or not, whether you agree to it or not, the current trend is artificial intelligence, because many things in life goes by the way it wanted to go. Just because you are not liking it, or just because you are not agreeing to it, it's not going to change, right? So we need to adapt ourselves as per the market demand. Okay, and not vice versa. Market demand is not going to resonate with your own uh, no will and wish. You need to adapt yourself if you need to thrive in the career. Of course, if you need to just survive in your career, then the story is something different. But nowadays, even to survive in your current job, you need to keep on adding lot of capabilities to your existing potential. Now, with that particular understanding, now let me continue to share my screen, and I will walk you through some other article of mine. Okay, now if you look into this article, right, which I wrote long back, the future of agile in the ever evolving IT industry, you see here we have somewhere close to 13,465 uh, 465 impressions, and they somewhere close to 84 reactions, right? So the list, the list goes on. Okay, now what am I trying to say with this particular article is, here I have mentioned lot of points here. It is not enough if we read the article and then they leave it there. Reading the article is only information. Implementing the points told there is a transformation, right? So here I have mentioned some of the points. Nowadays, clients are more, the prospects or leads or clients are more focused on outcomes rather than output. Then you also need to be good in a hybrid agile. What is the right mix of predictability or plan driven approaches versus agility or adaptive approaches? You also need to be good in the organization change management practices. So it is not just about vanilla agile. That is what I'm actually trying to tell. Now, when I'm going to upload this particular video on the YouTube, I will be sharing once again these two LinkedIn article links in the comment section or a descriptive section. You can go through this particular article and then try to juxtapose where are you currently in, like in terms of real time capability building. Okay, now some of the points which we need to keep in mind is, I'll stop sharing. Okay, now some of the points which we need to keep in mind is, one is the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is anyway going to rule the world in terms of the job market too. So whether you like it or not, you start thinking about implementing some kind of AI concepts, like in your end-to-end processes. Then you also need to be able to at least speak the language of the technology or the technical stack, right? In terms of your Docker, your Jenkins, your GitHub, your CI/CD pipeline, your Bitbucket, your Ansible script. What is the difference between containerization versus virtualization? What do you mean by a microservice? What is a REST API service call? At least you need to speak these languages. Okay, now, I have covered outcomes over output. I also talked about hybrid agile. I also talked about organization change management. And you also need to have the capability to build agility, not just at a team level, at a program level construct, at a portfolio level construct, and also at a leadership level construct. Okay. So these are all some of the capabilities which you need to have in mind. And please, no, and please take this word from me: vanilla agile alone is not going to help you in your career going forward, whether you like it or not, or whether you agree to it or not. Okay, so these are all some of the checks and balances which you can do for yourself. Okay, see, forget about organization evaluating you, like in terms of the goal sheet and the goal performance. You as an individual, if you want to thrive in your career, if you want to flourish in your career, two things are definitely needed. Okay, one is that mindset or the attitude to continuously learn. Okay, continuously learn and continuously improving. The second important thing is we need to do a self introspection. We need to do some kind of a retrospective on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, and then try to see what are all the areas where I can improve further. I think if these two things are or there any kind of a skill or a competency or a capability can be acquired, of course, over a period of time. Okay, don't try to master any skill overnight. That is not a way the real life scenarios work, right? Any kind of a real time capability building is a continuous process. It is going to take a journey. Okay, so these are all the checks and balances which you people need to keep in mind. Okay, now one more thing. Yeah, now one more thing which I like to emphasize is in one of my lesson plan in my agile mentorship program, AMP, I actually teach something called as a balance sheet driven agile transformation. Means what? I take a real time balance sheet from a company, let's say, and then I try to teach you people how is that I look into the balance sheet numbers. Mm, like maybe both on the assets and the liabilities, and then how where does the number, see, it is not enough if you only take a balance sheet, right? We have other financial statements also, something like a cash inflow and all. But just to begin the journey, at least we have something called as a balance sheet driven agile transformation, wherein I try to look into the balance sheet of that particular portfolio or that particular delivery unit or the business unit on a quarterly basis, and then try to come up with some strategies which is directly going to give significant improvement and benefits to the company. Okay, believe me, no certification teaches this kind of a capability, at least in the world of agile. Okay, to the best of my knowledge, there are some places, or there are some people who will teach you how to analyze the balance sheet, and you have lot of coaches in the agile market who will be teaching you okay, how to do no how to do agile transformation, but combinedly looking into the balance sheet and how to formulate a strategy to do a digital transformation or a strategic transformation or an agile transformation. To my knowledge, no coach or mentor teaches it. And based on my experiential insights, what I have done already in the past for some of my clients, and I have seen success as a predictable repeatable pattern, success as a predictable repeatable sustainable and a scalable pattern for a lot of clients in the past. With that particular experiential knowledge, I am pragmatically teaching my mentees how to do something called as a balance sheet driven agile transformation. Of course, it is positioned at a level 3. Okay, you may still need to go the know the transition journey from level 1 to level 2, then to the level 3. So if you are interested, you can connect with me offline. I will be dropping my WhatsApp number in the comment section of this particular video. Now, just to summarize, right? Okay, just to paraphrase the understanding, just to summarize before I actually end this particular video is, the future of agile is not definitely vanilla going forward, right? The future of agile can potentially even be removal of the agile frameworks as a secondary operating model, and then instead of that we may need to we may need to work upon to update the current business operating system of the client to support agility. Okay, let me repeat this line. The future of agile could be the removal of standard frameworks as a secondary operating model, and instead we may need to work on to update our current business operating model of the client to support agility, and whatever that looks like for that particular organization. Because the definition of agility always comes up with a background context. Your definition of agility for one client may not be the same for other client. Okay, so I hope in this video I made a honest attempt to help you people to expand your horizons of thinking for your own benefit, of course. Okay, so if you have any queries, feel free to connect with me one on one, and hope this video added you some benefit, and it actually enabled you to expand your thinking on your horizons. Okay, okay, so hope to see you in some other video soon. Cheers, and then bye. Good luck to all.